Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Don't forget there's other videos that I've already made on partners in the playlist. Just check on my channel here as well. So today I'm going to talk about partners and where you stand with yours for you to gauge whether you're more on side with them and having to work out your own truth, or you're going against them for starters and having to work out how you can come onto the same page. So let's talk about the first one. There are some women, not so many, I would say. There are some women who are more on the page with their partner. Let's say they've been loved up since they first met, soulmates, just get along so well, barely have a problem in the world as a partnership together. It's almost like they are one. Now, the work for these two are to figure out their own truths and to figure out where they are not paying attention to how they feel when they're going out in certain ways, where they may be pushing their feelings away, to stay, on the same page as their partner for the sake of not having confrontation, not losing the partner. There's a lot at risk to go and stand, alone or stand against your partner when you've had it so good. There is a lot at risk. It's easier said than done to think that you can just all of a sudden, when you've been in this relationship, to just start having your own opinions or popping out new things, particularly if you're the woman. Often in this case, it's the man that has a slight more edge on opinions and how life should be and what it all is, and the woman is going along with that. Obviously, that can get, on the extreme to abuse, but it doesn't even have to be. It can just be two beautiful people together and the woman having to do the work to find who she is. Now, I will always bring it back to finding who you are comes into feeling your emotions. Most of the time, the women in this partnership are going out there as mothers and doing and saying certain things to their children that they don't feel 100% comfortable with on the inside. But they cast that aside because they want to stay in this beautiful bubble with their partner. But what, of course, you end up getting is an interesting dynamic because the two parents are so solid and the child's over here feeling certain feelings of you're not seeing me as and feeling me as equal here. I've got important things, and this child is going to start reflecting to the mum what truth she's not standing for, but often by giving difficulty. So that's one side. Then the other side, to me, is most common, is where two partners come together. There's a honeymoon period, all lovely. And then it starts becoming, well, I am me and I am me, and I've grown up with this ideal and I'm this ideal. And it's quite clear opposites attract. You're standing in great opposition to each other, which is very powerful in the end. And that's what you want to get from this partnership, is to actually find where the gifts are that you have that are in opposite, to have more strengths as a couple and essentially in the family. So over this side, you've already found, some of your strengths. Obviously, we've still got plenty of more gifts we can unpack. But then it's to work out, well, who's right when we have to make a decision together. Nothing like throwing a child into this dynamic where the parents have to then work out an answer and they have to grind and grate up against each other, which comes back to the emotional work. As they fight and grind and grate and argument and whatnot, by default, we're letting out all this energy, and all this energy and emotion that's built up helps us to get clear. It helps us to come into our heart. Now, this type of relationship, which is where most women are seeking me out, there's a long journey to finding that clarity, finding that peace, and finding that respect for your partner first, so that you can work out, well, what's the go here? I want my child to be healthy. I want to only serve them healthy food. Partner's like, well, no, I want to keep it real and I still want to eat what I want to eat. And if our child sees that and wants to eat it too, then so be it. Who's right? Now, essentially both are right, and this is where it has to be more flexible in the partnership to be able to see, well, okay, I've got my stance, you've got your stance. I respect that you have good reasons for your stance, so they respect you have good reasons for your stance, and you're starting to listen and trust and respect each other. Now, that doesn't come until you've done this inner work and felt out of a lot of emotions and frustration, even anger, and potentially piles of sadness around how you were brought up. These things will just naturally be brought up by either your children or your partner. And the more you do that, the more you come into your heart, the more you start to realize, you know what, it doesn't matter to me if they eat a donut, if that means that my husband and I are on the same page for once. I'm sick of the disharmony. Heart connection is priority. It doesn't matter if, we make some decision where it's not all, the be all and end all, if my child then respects me, that I was respecting their dad. So these are things that unfortunately we can't get to when we're holding on to a lot of resentment, particularly as women, and it can come out like that against our partners. So have a ponder on where you sit with all of this. How do you feel about your partner? Do you know your strengths and weaknesses pretty well as a couple? And it's not to say this couple over here doesn't know their strengths and weaknesses. It's just that we're similar, we're the same, almost like twins. And it's then to realize, well, we all have overlapping strengths as a partnership, but we also have sometimes very opposites in our ideals, our behaviors, our interests, what we like to eat and everything. And that's for this couple to start to figure out is where our differences. And that will, like the chaos that goes on in this relationship, it will bring up the fire with this relationship too. And it's to trust that the fire is good. Whether there's ugly fights, whether the stuff comes up, if you can hang on underneath as heart connection as priority, I'm coming back in all of this, the stuff will blow over, and what you end up with is two people who can stand on their own 2 feet, who know each other very well, against each other, but they also know themselves very well, that then they start to go, well, yeah, if you know yourself so well, I better trust and respect what you're coming to me about, and this vice versa. And then it's super powerful. And then we start to bring in the children to do the same thing with. So eventually we've created a very strong, powerful, respectful family team. So the New Way course, I'm starting that pretty soon, and I'm going to be doing this ongoing. Take a look in the link. It's a 10-week course, getting to the basics of what I see as going inwards, and then working out with your challenges on the outside, how to unravel them while you're staying in your heart and caring for yourself and moving forth in an empowered way as a woman and a mother and a partner. Be in touch if you'd like to register your interest. Bye.